asthma session. Hope you enjoy this tingles, and do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I thought I should mention that I got new tweezers. And they seem pretty good so far. Hope they last. It's so strange because I don't know how I always end up bending the tips. I just don't know how, but somehow I wake up one day and they are bent. I'm laughing because yesterday I was watching we were watching a detective show. I don't know if you guys know that show, Bosch. I love it so much. It's the second time I'm watching it, but the first time I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, in the one episode I watched yesterday, they were describing someone who's corrupt, and they said he's bent as a crowbar. So yeah, somehow I wake up one day and I find the tweezers are just bent, not as a crowbar but the tips, and I don't remember what I did to get them like that. So yeah, just thought about that and it was funny at the moment. Anyway, how have you guys been? We've been good, just busy, you know. The first quarter of the year is done. We're getting into the second quarter. We're actually already in the second quarter, and hey, so far so good. We can only hope for the best and hope that we are still alive to tell our kids about these things that we are witnessing in the world today. What a time to be alive, hey? I always feel like when we tell our kids these stories of what's happening right now, it will seem not really too simple. will be able to understand that. And during that time in Africa, you could actually just go to a shop and buy a SIM card. You could buy like 5 SIM cards and have like 5 telephone lines. I mean telephone numbers. Well, in Africa we call them lines. So there you can tell someone, call me on my other line, This line is, inactive. Yeah. Just thought about it because I was discussing with my husband the other day just how it's really crazy times we are living through. He has a lot of dry skin, scalp, what you call it, flakes, right in this area. I'm thinking I'll just do a separate video to scratch that all out because it's quite much. Just a little scratch and it's just, they are all coming to the surface. So guys, I always forget to mention about this charity that we donate to every year. It's called Island of Hope. We are not affiliated with it in any way. We just found them actually. This is a charity my husband knew one charity that he used to donate to way long. His family used to donate to that is way long before he met me. And they referred us to this one since, I'm Kenyan, and they're like, hey, how about you does it donate to this charity? It's from your wife's home country. It's called Island of Hope. It's in an island called Rusinga Island in Kenya. And basically, this lady, the one that founded it, she's Czech. And she told us a story of how she came to found it. Because it's crazy. Found. Yeah, so, it's crazy to say it that way. So yeah, she told us how she came to create it. It's a crazy story. I don't know if I can remember all the details, but basically, she wanted to create a place where wanted to just donate money to go wherever, not really to adopt a kid or anything like that. Basically, the adoption, how it works is that you pick one kid from their catalog and you pay their school fees. You help them, buy the materials to go to school, stuff like shoes, books and stuff like that, pencils, pens. Yeah, and basically their meals, so you don't really take care of their home life, just their school life, if I understand correctly. But usually when we give money, we just give for, the purposes of, we don't really specify where the money should go. We just hope that it will go into doing some substantial, maintenance around the school, lunches for a few students and dinners and stuff like that. Anyway, we met the lady for the first time, I guess 2 months ago. We went to the office because she wasn't here. She was, I guess, in Kenya. And she talked us through how it works to keep the school up and running, and just all the issues they encounter trying to keep the project alive, because it takes a lot and it needs a lot of money, and just like everything else, it was hit by COVID. So some of the stuff that they grew there, they were breeding, I guess, fish. All the fish died because it's an island, so I guess the water rose above the sea level and there was flood and the fish died. So that was one of their sources of income, to sell fish, breed them and sell them. Yeah, so basically she was just telling us just how everything works and just the difficulties they are going through, which is really interesting. So basically in the compound, I guess it's a few acres, they built a hospital that actually people don't attend the school go to. They built, they have some students that sleep there, so there's boarding and day, and they also grow crops in the same place, the compound. They have, I think, it's really huge. They have like 500 students, and she was just telling us just how most kids want to attend that school, because the way they run it in the European way. They do not beat the kids. They try to reason with the kids. They try to find out what's going on rather than just rushing to beat them and get the explanation later, or even no explanation, the African way. So basically she was telling us that they face opposition from the villagers, the chief and the school, like board or something like that around. Basically that's the chief and other people, other elders around, because they do not believe in disciplining the kids by flogging them, like mercilessly beating them, just how African teachers like to do it. The school is actually, when she was telling us about the school, I was like, oh, I wish I went to your school when I was growing up, because it sounds like just the kind of place I would have liked to go to school. They awaken your thinking capacity. They want to hear your opinion. They want to hear just how you reason, and that's really not welcome in most African schools, like 95% of African schools. What the teacher says goes. Even though the teacher doesn't know what she's saying, you just have to accept it and say, yes, you really cannot be seen as us a story that one student was beaten by a teacher. I don't know what the student did in that school, in the school that they built. And the teacher was fired immediately because they do not encourage that, So, in African schools, the teacher will not get fired, rather the student would be suspended, even if it's the teacher's fault. So yeah, anyway, she was also telling us so much about all the difficulties they face just keeping the school gates open, taking care of their kids. They have some sick kids over there. They have kids without parents. Basically, they just rely on school meals and stuff like that because they do not get any at home. They have kids with a difficult home life, and basically school is where they get some solace and comfort and joy. Yeah, she was telling us a whole lot. So yeah, anyway, the biggest thing for me really was the fact that with their teachings, they're striving so hard to change the mindsets of just how most of us Africans think, because she's telling us that some students over there, most students, they were asking with so much a lady can be a pilot, a woman can be a pilot. That's unbelievable. Because in the African culture, there's still that thing where women are not allowed to do, or they're not seen as capable of doing men jobs. That's just seen as something that a man is capable of doing. And she was telling them, yes, of course, a woman can, Just telling us a story of one lady, I think it was the school secretary. I guess her husband was beating her up. And since she started working there and earning her own money, which is really uncommon, especially in a small village, that a woman is a breadwinner, as the school is in a small village. So it's really uncommon. It's not something that people in villages in Africa or even in the town look up to like a good thing, It's not something they applaud. So anyway, since she got a job over there and she was working, her husband was beating her before, but then when she started earning salary, he stopped beating her because she said, if you beat me, I'm gonna leave. And he was a drunk. He didn't have a job. So he stopped beating her because he was, thinking if she leaves, then I have no money to buy alcohol, whatever it is, or even support the family. So yeah, they're changing the mindsets of just how we are brought up to think of how many seems like there's some hair strand. Oh yeah, it's coming off. It's right there. I don't know if this is visible on video.